Now, I know I wouldn't be a conservative if I didn't talk a little bit about the economy. So let me be clear. We want the province to grow. And I think it is very appropriate that we commit ourselves to a target of having a population of 1 million people in Nova Scotia by the year 2020. You can imagine. You can imagine the effect that would have on the economic development of our province. It is not an easy target. It takes several things to get right. The first is the creation of a modern, dynamic, 21st century economy. And the foundation of a modern, dynamic, 21st century economy is competitive tax rates, which we do not have now, which is another example of why we are headed in the wrong direction, and we need to get that right. The other thing we need to do, of course, is to make sure that we keep our new graduates here at home after they graduate from the community college, from university, wherever they go to school. We need them. That requires, obviously, the creation of meaningful jobs in a growing economy. It also requires that we free them of the burden of too high debt and too high taxes that they face when they make their decisions about where to build their career. And for that reason, if I have anything to say about it, we will make sure that if you are a new graduate and under 30 years old, that the first $100,000 of income you earn in this province will be tax-free to make sure you build roots here in our community. Just for the record, I am over 30 years old. I just want you all to know that. But then there is one more deficit that we have to face together. And it is a big one. And it is an important one. Sadly, too many people feel that they have been left at the bottom of our political pyramid. That those at the top that make the decisions don't make it in their interest. That sometimes those at the top that make the decisions make it in their own interest. Or worse, don't even follow the rules that apply to the rest of us. And that is wrong. This is why a few months ago, when the expense scandal first started, that I proposed that we should create a panel of citizens to oversee the salaries and benefits and expenses of our MLAs. Because in reality, and importantly symbolically, that puts the people where they belong, at the top of the political system. And when they see that they're there, confidence will be restored, and we can move on to do these other important things together as a province. And I tell you, this is so important that if any elected person, if any MLA doesn't get it, if they abuse their expenses, if they forget who put them there, if they act inappropriately, that we should have the ability between elections to fire them. We should have recall legislation for MLAs. And do you know who should be in charge of enforcing it? The Citizens Panel. We'll put them in charge of monitoring the recall process so that people again know that they are back where they belong in our system of government, which is at the top of the pyramid. And that is the ultimate form of accountability. Let me tell you about one more conservative principle, one I think is very important, and that is to jump in, to get involved in your community, to get involved in the affairs of your province. This is very, very important. I'll tell you why. I remember when I joined the John Ham government, we too faced a big deficit, bigger than the one today. And we worked hard to eliminate that deficit. Very hard, because it wasn't easy. But we got it done. through hard work. And we produced the first balanced budget in over 40 years for our province. Today we have a government, ironically, with a strong majority mandate. And already they have lost their way. They have no vision. They have no plan. They have let us down. But the sad fact is that Nova Scotia will pay the price, because the path they have set us on is a path to higher taxes and lower services, to a shrinking economy, to a diminished population, to a cynical electorate that turns their back on politics, and to a dysfunctional legislature. But we can do better. There is another way. There is another road. And that other road is paved with progressive, conservative principles and values. And that is the road that we, all of us, have to point out for the people of Nova Scotia, that better way. Because I'll tell you, that road leads to more opportunities for all of us and for our children. It leads to a relevant, progressive, efficient, transparent, accountable government for the people. And it leads to a healthier, better educated, smarter, greener, cleaner Nova Scotia. That is where that road goes. And it is our job to pave the way as Nova Scotia progressive conservatives, that great, unique philosophy that we build and that we define anew for a whole new generation. That is the road that we want to set the province on, and that is the task of all of us in this room. And so I need your help. All of us working together, all conservatives to come together as one on this new path, not just for our party as much as it means to us, but for all of Nova Scotia and for all of our children and all of the children yet to come. That is what motivates me. That is what I hope motivates you. And if it does, let's work together to build that better Nova Scotia, because they deserve it. Thank you very much for your time tonight.